Alright folks, out for another hunt with the XP Deus. I'm in an area that myself and Nathan and Dazza have given quite a touch up before, but I've never done it with the XP. This area here is quite trashy. There's a beautiful little seat just there that looks out over the water. But in amongst all the trash, I just popped my first coin. You can just see it there. And it appears to be a threepence. Okay, it's got a coat of arms, so it's an older one. Nice gentle clean off. And we've got a 1922 threepence. Now I'll be having quite a good look at that when I get home, and to see if I can see a 1 in there, because one of the rarer coins in the Australian Silver Series is a 1921, 1922 overdate. Just looking at it in the camera right there now, I can't see anything, but we'll have a look when we get home, eh? Alright, let's keep going. Okay folks, my next find, it's a little bit later on. I've been digging a lot of crap, but I've managed to pull up this this cartridge. Now, what it's doing here I have absolutely no idea. This isn't an area that was frequented by the military. Now, as best as I can see, it's got the word Ely on the bottom of it. It looks to be about 45, probably 9mm in diameter. When I get home, I'll have a bit of a look at that and see if I can't get some better detail off it. But yeah, not bad. All right, let's keep going, eh? Yeah, good afternoon, folks. This is probably a continuation. I'm probably going to put these together. The one from yesterday, last night, and today. I'm going over a lot of old ground with the Deus, places I've been before, and given a good hunt. It's paying off. I've got a 90, fairly solid 90, and not real deep, but you can see just there on the side, I've popped out a ram's head shilling. Let's go have a look at that, and you can see where it was in the plug. Now, bear in mind, this has been done by myself, Sergio and Nathan. So that's with an Xterra 705, a Safari later for me, a 505 for Sergio, and then Nathan with an E-Track. So this is a nice little 1948 shillings popped out of the ground. Excellent. Alright, let's keep on going, eh? Right folks, the success continues. Just here where this plug is here is where I got that shilling. We spin around a little bit. You can see I'm probably about 2 or 3 metres further on. Got an interesting signal, a bit choppy, but you can see I've popped a threepence out of the hole here. But of interest is the fact that these rocks also give an indication, but the Deus managed to cut through all that, and maybe that was the reason for the chop. But we ended up with a looks like a 1960s threepence. There we go there, 1963. Excellent. And that's not bad. I mean, cutting through that that geology, it's pretty good. The machine's chattering away in my ears. It doesn't like this particular area, but it seems that we can see through it and find little gems like that. Alright, let's keep on going, eh? Alright folks, my next signal was a nice little 85. I'm right up against this metal fence. Now the Deus doesn't like it at all, but if you work with it, this was a bit scratchy, and you can see how deep it was. Almost the depth of my pinpointer, so let's call that close enough to say 7 inches. Still a very, very nice signal, and you can see I've popped this British penny out of the hole. Now let's fingers crossed. Let's look at the other side and hope it's a little bit of Queen Victoria, eh? Ready? Here we go. Okay, a bit of a scrub on the leg. I don't think it is. I actually think it's King Edward. It is, it's King Edward, so it's going to be a 1900s British. Let's have a look at it. and it looks like a 1904 is what I can see. You give it a bit of a lick. Yeah, that's never nice, and it still looks to be 1904, but hey, it's a British penny right up against a steel fence, with a really quite scratchy signal at about 8 inches. Scratchy because it was jumping around a little bit, but also very, very loud, so I'm happy with that. Sweet as. Let's keep going, eh? Okay folks, my next target, not very far on, so just where that little disturbance in the soil is where that British penny came out of. And then just here, it's come out in a couple of pieces. I can't find any more parts to it, but as best as I can make out, it's a marcasite or marcasited hair clip. Now that's one portion of it. Like I said, it came out in parts. This piece goes, helps if I'm holding the camera there so you can see it, doesn't it? This piece goes just here, on top of there, and then the clip here slides along the back. Beautiful little piece. I'll just pick it up, or the parts of it, so you can see it closer. Beautiful little piece. So if I had to guess, I'd say it was, well, it's hard to guess really. I'm not sure they make them like that anymore, but yeah, would have been lovely to get it out in one piece. There are no markings for silver. Matter of fact, there's actually a little bit of wear through, so you can see where the copper is just there. So, well, but it's pretty nonetheless. All right, let's keep going, eh? All right, folks, still working the area along this fence, and I've just pulled up this. I'm doing it right on the jewellery today. Just pulled up this brooch. Still got the pin on the back, and if I'm really, I could probably see a maker's mark there if I got in nice and close. I'm pretty sure you can see it there now. Of interest to me though is the fact that it has a stone in the centre. It's also got little stones around the edges, as you can see. It's been pretty mashed. Looks like it's been run over or something similar. Again, it's silver plated copper. I love how it's still got the pin attached to the back. That is so awesome. I'll get that home and have a bit of a look at it and have a look at the maker's mark, and more importantly, see if I can't work out whether the stone is real. Just looking at it, it doesn't appear to be. It seems to be a weird colour. But anyway, let's keep going, eh? Okay folks, I've stepped a couple of metres away from that fence now. This hole originally, you can see I've dug another plug just here. I pulled a ring pull out of that and I thought, yeah, signal's not quite right, so I hit it again, and it looks to me like I've popped up what appears to be a halfpenny. I'm going to give that a bit of a finger clean. It is a halfpenny. It's King George V, so it's Commonwealth of Australia half. Give that a bit of a rub on the leg. Okay, I can't see a date, but you can. 1919, I can read it off the screen. Excellent. Alright, I've got about probably about a half hour left before I've got to scoot for home. So let's keep going, eh? Okay folks, I've managed to move about a metre. I've got a pretty big ring pull signal just up here, and then I got another signal down here. Now, something the Deus does. Now that was down pretty deep. The sand's sort of fallen in a little bit, but what do we got there? Yeah, close enough to 5 inches down. What the Deus does is it won't guess on a number. So I ended up with a blank screen, but a high tone. And it lets you figure out if you want to dig it or not. And kind of fortunate that I did, because you can see just there in the spoil, I've managed to pop another threepence out. Just try and get the light on that correctly so you can see it. It's a 925, just looking at the condition of it. And that's in beautiful nick, isn't it? So just shine it a little bit so you can get the lights being quite glary. But I want to say 1919 or maybe even 1910. I can't. I'm just going to look over the top here, guys. Yeah, I can't make a date out. I'm trying to get the light perfect so you can. There you go there. Sweet as. Alright, let's keep on going, eh? Now, if there's one thing I hate more than 1 and 2 cent pieces, it's this stuff. I don't know if you can see that, folks, but that appears to be half of a sixpence. It was wedged underneath this big root just here on that side, so that's pretty upsetting. It's going to be a 50%er because it's green, and I can't tell you the date because the date's missing. Alright, I've got about 5 minutes left before I've got to head for home, so this will probably be my last find, but we'll see how we go. Well, folks, I was wrong. It's not my last find before I go home. If you look just there, you see I managed to pull myself a sixpence, what looks to be a sixpence out here. And it is. It's a green one, so it's going to be a 50%er. And I want to say 1952, but it could be 1962. I'll try and get close so you guys can see it. Yeah, 52 maybe. Alrighty. And there's Queen Elizabeth on the other side. Righto. Probably about 2 minutes left. I should be heading for the car. Alright. Okay, folks, so just there was the side of my last sixpence find. And we come across probably about 3 swings, and glinting there in the light, you can probably see what appears to be another one. Now this came up as a 94 on the XP Deus, and it's a beautiful 92.5% threepence with a date of 1945. Excellent. Right, I am now officially 2 minutes late getting back to the car, which is going to be 2 minutes late at the other end. But hey, it was worth it. Alright, see you at the wrap up, folks. Right, so now I'm really going to be late. That was the last sixpence. I was just about to turn the machine off, and I got a good hit just here. And you can see I've just turned out another sixpence just here. It just fell out of the plug. You can see where it was sitting in the plug. It's just fallen out. Let's have a look at that. And that's a 1928. Freaking beautiful. Look at that. Bit battle worn on the other side, but oh, stoked. Now remember, this is a park that we have done over and over and over again with other machines. I am more than chuffed with this. That is a sweet, sweet coin. Alright folks, I'm definitely turning the machine off now, and I'll see you at the wrap up. Righto folks, bit of a wrap up from the last couple of hunts. I'll combine them together in this video because there wasn't much in one, and the other one, while pretty productive, towards the latter end was a bit light on at the start. So to make it a decent sized video, I've chucked them together in one. Okay, so we'll start off in the pre-decimals. There's that cracking 1904 British penny I got, with King Edward on the other side. There's a 1919 half, and then we're into the silvers. A 1948 shilling, a 1928 sixpence, 1945 sixpence, 1962 sixpence, half a sixpence. Oh, I hate that. A 1910 shilling. I really couldn't tell you last night what it was, but I can now. A 1910 threepence, sorry. A 1922 threepence, which came out of that first area I hunted, and a 1963 threepence. In the cash, we've got $4.30. We've got a 1 cent piece. 3 cartridge cases, 2 44 Smith & Wessons, and the other one is indecipherable. And then we've got the jewellery bits and pieces. We've got this large brooch here. The detail on the back of that actually says it was made in Slovenia. It looks like it was gold wash or or gold plate, nice stones, but you can see by the shine in that stone it's just a piece of glass. The Marcasite hair clip with the bit that broke off the back, and this little cuff button, and that's pretty much it, folks. Like I said while I was out there, these two areas are places that we've absolutely hammered before, and it just seems that the discrimination on the XP Deus seems to be working a little bit better than what my Safari did, or indeed, you know, daylight between it and my Xterra 705. Alright folks, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time, eh?